Hi everybody, it's Leah. I am back with my Valentine's Day layout of the boys from Friday the 12th. I just want to show you that I'm going to turn that layout. I originally, as I was like getting everything together, I just was not feeling the like horizontal way that the photos looked, and I was like, I need to just cut them down. So right now, what I'm doing is I am taking my Tim Holtz Worn Lipstick Distress ink, and I'm just going to mix it with water and smear it on this paper from the memorandum collection. I'm glad I redid this video because I totally did not realize that was memorandum paper. I thought it was from what was it? The Oh Darling collection, which it's not. There is another piece of paper that is from the Oh Darling collection, but it's not this one. And I'm going to use my Heidi Swap. Oh, I did this off camera and I dried it. Shine Mists. There was one in gold, raspberry, mint, and seafoam. I think mint is like my go-to color for like all my layouts. I love it so much. Okay, so as I'm cutting these pictures, I was trying to get a white border because I was going to really give another shot to doing this, you know, like with the rim and do both pictures horizontally, and I'm like, forget it, just forget it. So I start measuring because I cut everything poorly, and I'm gonna cut them down into squares. This first one's not gonna work out so well. I don't know why I didn't cut it right the first time, but I have to go back and fix it. But the picture of Evan, my younger son, this one comes out really nice. The color that you see of the photos is very different than the photos that I originally started with, and I will show you a separate video what I did to change the colors. I don't know why I'm debating that. I'll do it. I promise. I'll do it. But the photo of Evan, I made much more pink, and I took the photo of Garrett and took it from being more gray to more like the background being more green. And also that way that yellow in my desk looks a little bit more acidy colored because I use a piece of like an acid yellow in the layout. So yeah, so here I'm just going to start by, I use a lot of Recollections paper, single sheets from my my stash. I'm really trying to use up my stash, guys. I'm still in the debate over to do a kit club or not to do a kit club, and I feel guilty getting stuff coming to my house every month when I have so much in my stash. So I told myself if I can use up like a good half of my stash this year, then maybe I'll do a kit club next year. For Christmas I'll treat myself, you know, at the end of the year I'll get a kit club for Christmas as my like gift. So that pink paper is linen from the Michael's single sheet area, and all of these are from like Michael's like single sheets. This gold one, which I've used in a previous layout, I love that gold paper. I mean, I'm really trying to use it like in every layout because I love it so much. I was glad it was Valentine's Day because I was like, yeah, I can use my gold paper. It really makes everything pop. So what I do is I start with the pink linen paper, then I'm going to layer the gold, and then I'm going to layer that on top of a pink vellum piece. I just love the way that gold paper shines against the vellum, the pink vellum. And I give myself, I'm right now with the pink and the gold, I'm doing a very thin border, but then I go a little wider with the vellum just so you can really see it better. I didn't want it to be too wide, but I gave myself like about a 1/4 inch of space, maybe not that much. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch, but I gave myself more than I gave in the other photos. Yeah, so here I'm lining the pictures both up on the vellum because the pictures are going to be lined up with each other on the layout. And so I wanted to make certain that they looked like they were cut intentionally the same size. So I thought it was best to just line them up first and then cut them apart that way. So I'm very happy with that. I put Evan's picture on the top just because his eyes are looking down diagonally across the bottom of that photo, and I thought that would be take your eye through the shot. This is some, again, from the Recollections collection of papers. I'm cutting off a chiffon, and it's got this texture to it, like it's all glitter, so you definitely have to use glossy accents on a picture like that, and I find that out. It takes me a minute to really realize that that's what I got to do. Cutting up that paper there, that is from, I really believe that paper is from Oh Darling by Crepe Paper. But if it's not, then it's from memorandum, because I only use those two. I only open those two books. That little baggie I'm going to use to replace that. See that big swatch on in the sketch? Instead of doing like triangles or textures or embellishments, I'm going to use that bag to kind of take the place of that block. That way I can put the boys' Valentines inside the layout. And also have something to take up that space. And I do kind of take a cue from the pattern that they want you to have on there, and I use a lot of hearts to kind of replace that. A piece of purple recollections paper. I think that's from like one of those like rainbow kits where it gives you like all the different colors of plain cardstock. And I'm just going to make a tab to mimic the tab in the sketch, and I'm really happy with that. I was glad I cut it down. I liked it just behind Evan's photo, because on the sketch it was just behind the one photo that should have been on the right, but for me is on top. And I just want to really make sure it's sticking out so I can put some kind of layer embellishment. Now I'm going to save you the trouble of watching me spend 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get this pop dot strip of foam on this photo, and eventually I abandoned it. I really wanted like a little bit of like shadow between the tab and the photo, but it just was looking terrible, so I was like, forget it. So instead what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the pink paisley memorandum paper has a sheet with tags and labels, and so I cut one of the labels out eventually, and I put it there. This is me thinking about what I'm gonna do, and there I am pulling out that paper, and I cut out a strip so that I could see all of the color choices before just cutting out a whole bunch of them and, like just hacking too much into the paper. So I find that I like the yellow one, and I'm going to do yellow in the corners. Like I'm going to do a triangle of yellow. So it was important for me to use the yellow behind that, and also to bring more of the yellow out in the desk that's behind Garrett in that photo. So those embellishment stickers are from last year's American Crafts Saint Valentine collection. I've been holding on to this. I didn't use it last year, and I was like, no, I'm definitely going to use it this year. So all of my stickers are going to come out of that. And then there's also these dimensionals. I think they're better for cards, personally. I just didn't find they worked well for my layout, but I do use one of them. Now I'm going to try and use this tape, and the second I put it down, it just whoop, comes right up. So I grabbed my scrapbooker's glue, which is okay, but I'm going to tell you the better thing to do when you have paper that has glitter on it like that is just go to your glossy accents, and also shiny paper. If you have paper that has a treatment on it, that shiny treatment, just go for the glossy accents. So as I'm looking at these stickers, I noticed that they have all of these like candy sentiment hearts. So I go back and I pull and I find that there's 5, and I was like, woohoo, perfect. There were 4 on the one side, and then on the other side there was 1, so I pulled that one off also. And the little fox is holding a banner with hearts on it, and I'm going to stick those hearts down, and you're going to see I leave just a little bit of the heart that he's holding, so it gives a little bit of like added dimension to the hearts, instead of them just looking like they were already there. You can see there's a little bit of something there beforehand. Now, when I stick this down, I'm so happy I have that yellow piece there. I just put my tape down right where the yellow is going to be and stick those photos down so I can start getting my embellishments on, because I'm at that point. There really wasn't much more paper to put on. This layout was very simple, the sketch. So, and a lot of it was just embellishing. It was just like a couple of strips of paper. And so I was like, okay, I'll just use a couple of strips. Going to use my scrapbooker's glue to get the little guy down there. Oh my God, it's so funny. As I'm recording, I can hear that I didn't shut the volume off on the video. So I hear, I'll be sure to take that out before I put this track in there, but it's pretty funny. If you listen really closely, you can hear me going. Anyway, you can see the dimensionals there, and I do use, I think, 1. It takes a while for me to figure out which one it is that I want to use, but I do. All right, so I go to my stash and I find my washi, and I knew I wanted to use some, but I didn't want to get carried away because I didn't want it to be just like full of strips of washi, because I can get like that, guys. The second I get my washi out, I'm like, put washi in all the places. But I just want to add a little something to make Garrett's picture pop a little bit more and have a little something else, because it doesn't look so much like Evan's picture. And so I guess I kind of wanted to just emphasize that there were two separate pictures. So I take this other piece of gold washi. Both of these were from like Umi. You can get it at, I don't know where else you would get it. I picked my Umi washi up at Tuesday. No, not Tuesday morning. Where did I get it? I got it at like Home Goods. They had it there, and every time I go, they have a new color set, and I really want to go back. They have these really great new ones. Oh yeah, these flare badges are from the Dollar Tree. They were my older son's Valentine, so his classmates. Now what you're going to see here, I'm going to take and add this pop dot with the glossy accents to the pin. So what I did, I was not trying to fuss with that pin. I'm not trying to get it off of there. So I open it up. I take the paper off of both sides of the pop dot, and I'm just going to pause it in a second so you can see the finished bit of it. But I take the glossy accent, glue it to the glue it down. Here I go. I glue it down to the metal backing. I close the clothespin up, and that holds the thing in place. Did I say clothespin? The pin, you know. And that way it's stuck down, and when I'm ready to glue it down, I just put the glossy accents on the pad as opposed to using a scrapbooker's glue to glue the foam dot to the page. Okay, so that's how I do that, in case you're ever wondering how to like take a little badge and not have to take the pin out. It only works with those little tiny pins, by the way. The bigger the pin, it gets a lot more difficult. So I'm like, I need a little something else to kind of make these photos pop a little bit. And I find a doily just randomly. I have a whole package of Michael's doilies. They came in a lot of different colors recently, and I just got the white because I can't see myself really using the colored ones. If I want the colored ones, I'll just go back and I'll just take my white ones and color them with watercolor or distress inks or whatever. So instead of cutting it in half so that it sticks out beyond the photo, because I really wanted you to see the layered papers in between each of the photos, I just cut a little bit off, and so it's the same size as the photo, which I really liked. Oh gosh, I realized that all of the talking that I was doing, a friend of mine was visiting, and we were talking about everything. I mean, all the stuff that's taboo to talk about. We were discussing while I'm trying to do like this adorable like Valentine's Day layout. So when I'm putting these down, I'm being very mindful to make sure that I don't cover up that little bit of yellow paper that's sticking out of the bottom there. I really want you to be able to see that it's there, even though it's not prominent. I just wanted little bits of it. Those hearts that I'm gluing down, the sparkly ones, the red and the pink, were I found it in Garrett's like Valentine's Day stuff. They were just tossed in the bottom of a bag. I guess maybe they were sprinkled on the table and he took them. So I was like, oh, using them. That banner there, if you look in the sketch, there's a banner that if the layout was supposed to be horizontal with the pictures, that would have gone across the right there, but like into the pictures. And so, because of the shape of the banner and the flag, it's just pointing down, and I really like that. And I'm just going to get these the ones in the top right. And I used the pink in the top right because I wanted to make a triangle of yellow, so you can see the yellow on the tag next to Evan's picture, the yellow in the door behind Garrett, and then the yellow on the right from that little flare badge. When I put that little sticker down, I wanted to make sure I didn't cover my little yellow bits of paper. And now this is Evan's Valentine to me. They did it at school. They did a little bit of like a resist with Elmer's glue to draw the heart. And so it was really great because it was very easy to cut the heart out. And then the kids painted them, and that brings some more of the lavender into the picture. Now, what you saw there, me tucking that into the right, eventually I do that. In the video, you don't see me do it, but after I made the layout, I was like, something's missing. So, and yes, I don't feel bad about cutting up my kids' gifts to me and their little pieces of paper that they send home from school. I throw them all away, guys. I don't get attached sentimentally to very much that my kids make at school because my house would be overrun with things. So scrapbooking is a great way for me to save them because I put them away and I only save what I think is best, and I use them as embellishments. So, but yeah, I do eventually to balance out the layout because there's so much on the left-hand side now that I put that heart there. I put the other piece of it on the right. So now I've decided, yeah, I really want to get more hearts in there to mimic that triangle pattern thing, how there was a lot of the triangle patterns. Now I have the hearts as my pattern. And I really go to town. I look for every heart that's that's in that thing. And I even changed, I changed the nose on the little fox to a heart because I was like, I'm getting all the hearts. Yeah, so as I'm going now, I'm feeling really happy now. I'm trying to figure out what my title is going to be. And that's why you see those thickers, those gold thickers, my favorite thicker of all time. On the right over there, I really, really wanted to add sparkly gold. and I just had to let go of it because it just wasn't right. They were so big, and I was like, there's no way I couldn't think of a title for a really long time. And then finally I was looking at the word Valentine, and I was like, well, I don't have an S, but what can I write? And I was like, oh, Be My Valentine. So you can see my tiles up there. I pulled them down and I use them. And yes, I do glue my letters down. You don't see me do it. The magic of television and editing keeps you from seeing me take my time to glue those letters down. But I got them right exactly. I was really proud of myself. I got them right where they were before. This I regret doing. I don't regret using these tiles. I regret where I put them. And I guess I could move them or redo it, but I'm lazy, and you guys all know that. So usually once something's down, I'm not really trying to change it. But in the future, I think I would, to keep it from being so cluttered next to the photos, I think I would have put the Be My towards the end of the word Valentine, so they would end at the end of the E, and they would line up. I think that's what I would do instead. So I may go back and fix it. I mean, when I'm not feeling lazy. Oh, those straps that you see there with the hearts, those were around the packaging for the bags. And I thought I would just include it. Another thing I regret. But not so much, really. I felt like it needed a little something to ground the title down, even though it was across that washi kind of as a line. It just felt like it wasn't like grounded, but I may have cluttered the picture a little too much. Whatever, is what it is. All right, so now I'm feeling really happy. I'm feeling close to done, so I start grabbing my enamel dots and putting them on the paper, and I decided to go with the pink and the dark blue and the white. I didn't go with, like, I had a light blue, and you can see it there on the left, but I felt like it just didn't pop enough. It was too much the exact color of the background paper, so I didn't use that. But that's pretty much going to be it, except for the fact that in the pictures at the end, you will see how I added the other half of the heart to the other side, just to bring that lavender over and to balance the photo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely stick around. There's going to be many more projects coming up. We're going to get the Make This With Me project going and this week, and and all our embellishments. Every couple of days there'll be a video now on the site, so stay tuned. Again, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.